Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Mac, and today I'm gonna just go over what happened today while I was playing KSP. So it's the first time I ever attempted landing a space plane. Actually, that's a straight lie. I've tried, and it's the first time I've got it out of the atmosphere without blowing up. Usually, what happens is I burn up in the atmosphere because of my attitude. Usually I'm just going too fast, which is okay, but it does not get you back down safely. So right here you see I'm just checking the map, seeing where am I gonna land. I'm thinking about landing in the desert, but I undershoot. You'll see that later in the video. And I'm just readjusting my camera, wanna make myself less camera sick. But you know, while you're in space, if you're in an orbit, your camera doesn't really matter. You're just looking at the nav ball. But timer acceleration up to where we have to go, and we re-enter the atmosphere. So the first couple, 20,000 meters does not matter. It's basically a vacuum. Later on is what really kills me though. So yeah. As I said, I suck when I try to re-enter. Tried with smaller, planes and capsules. The stock re-entry is pretty brutal. It's probably more forgiving than it is in real life, but if you're trying to come back in with a Mark III re-entry pod, and you have the equivalent stock re-entry, what is it, thing with the alberator, I guess the heat shield, heat shield. The heat shield is, unless you're in like a stabilized orbit and you're going pretty slow in re-enter, the heat shield is not going to be enough. Like, you'll need an inflatable heat shield. Or else you'll just explode. So here I am, I'm re-entering, going hella fast. I actually can't see how fast I'm going from where I am. But yeah, you see I extended the air brake systems. So I have two air brakes. They're next to the RCS, or OMS. Is the equivalent on the space shuttle, and you see those two little cylinders. I'm already burning up. My attitude of attack is it's pretty bad, so I'm trying to bank and get everything pretty toasty, so nothing gets too toasty, too burnt up. But I have two little pods to the left and the right of the tail plane, and what those do is those are small jet engines, and you'll if you look up pictures of the Soviet version of the space shuttle, the Soviets had some good ideas. They stole the main concept from the Americans, but they had some good ideas, adding that engine on the bottom of their fuel tank. That's because they didn't know how to gimbal engines, but still a pretty good idea. And they also added these two jet engines. Well, I've seen versions with 2, and I've seen versions with 4 jet engines on the back. And what they would do is, if in case the Soviet cosmonauts undershot, then they could quite easily, I suppose, just revert back, turn on the flip on the jet engines, and then fly it like an airplane in the atmosphere back to the landing strip. It's a real shame about what happened with the Buran program. Buran being the Soviet space shuttle program. Real shame. I mean, oh man. And by the way, on the video, I with this, I don't know, it's just I kept losing control super quick, but I was able to regain it. Oddly, it didn't go flipping out of control, but I guess it's because of you know, the way you see right there, yeah, right there. I'm just almost losing control, but I'm not at the same time. It's not flipping around and turning on its back and going to engines first. So I'm gonna attribute that to me making the decision of not putting the airstrakes, the shuttle wings on it. But I could be wrong at the same time. But yeah. So Soviets had some great ideas. It's a real shame now Cold War stopped us from helping each other out. But I guess without competition, we wouldn't get anywhere. So while you're re-entering the atmosphere, you slow down significantly, and you see that giant bank there? Yeah, I tried to play it off, but that was not me. But yeah, now we're flipped over. I think right here is where I get scared, and I'm like just shoving my finger way down on the W and the A and D key, just trying to desperately regain control, and I do. And so now for about 10 seconds it's quiet again, and yeah, we're in the darker blue area of the atmosphere. If you look up on the altimeter, there are 4 different colors. And the lightest blue on the right side of the spectrum, and the black on the left side. That gives you a rule of thumb, you know, on how to fly. But yeah, I attempt to power on the jet engines. It's super tiny though; they're too small. Actually, I got pretty mad at the symmetry. I checked F3 and saw if I missed it, and that the air intake on the right side got blown off. But no, symmetry only accounted for me putting the left air intake on. So yeah, I think what I'll end up doing, because I am on the opposite side of Kerbin to the Space Center, KSP, is probably affix to Whiplash engines or some kind of ramjet to the back of it, help it out, because yeah, with one mini little air intake and 2 tiny little turbo fans, it's not getting anywhere fast. I think really I got like a kilometer out of extra, you know, propulsion from it, but it did not help. I mean, I like to think that maybe I would have crashed in the mountains, but no, I just flipped it on and I just, you know, grazed over the mountain. So really what I should have done is just put down my gear right now and did a nosedive, because what I'm doing is just stalling it out. And I think, yeah, there you go, it's stalling out, it's flipping on its side, it's doing a belly flop like a friggin' sperm whale jumping out of the ocean. But yeah, I thought back to, you know, seeing other people land their versions of their shuttles, and what they did is they just came down and then flared up at the last second. I guess I need to do some more training on that, but yeah, they flared up at the last second, and that gave them enough leeway to make that landing. Of course, that wasn't a problem for the Soviets version. But you know, the Americans and then did win in that aspect of making the space plane that actually worked and was in service for what is it, 40, 45 years, maybe even 50. No, I think they started in the 70s. 30 years, yes. And for the amount of times they went up, they exploded. Okay. Only one exploded on launch. I could be wrong, but maybe 2. Just checking F3. In a second, I think I get some pretty good thumbnails. But yeah, yeah, shut off the engine. It's the engine. At this time I realized engine's not helping. Might as well put down the gears and put on the brakes, but I don't do that because I didn't think of it. Pretty dumb of me. but whatever. So here we go. Right here, I'm trying to gather my bearings and see what I'm gonna do. And I end up not putting down the gears, which is not so fun. And go, if you want to go get a desktop pick, I might put the still frames down in the description. Noise warning, by the way. I end up not having a great time. It's actually one of it's a pretty bad time, not a great time at all. So I get my boy Cornucopia, this man, to go ahead and plant his flag, and I gather this is a success on my part. Now he got back down safely, didn't explode in the atmosphere. So yeah, if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out my channel. Alright, thanks guys.